It is the Wave, 97.9 WHAV. And, here's a guy. We have a guy with us online who probably has any surplus state money already placed down for the Kentucky Derby that's going to be taking place tomorrow. And Andy, what's your favorite pick for the race?
You know, it's a great question. I actually have never, ever participated or watched the Kentucky Derby. Maybe I should be ashamed to say that, but baseball, basketball, and football are more of my sports.
Well, the Celtics, they are going to be taking on the New York Knicks. That was finalized last night. So
it's created a heated rivalry in my household. As you know, my wife is from New York, so it's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks here.
Oh, okay, all right. Are you going to draw a line right down the middle of the house and?
Yeah, well, my pajamas at night are Celtics gear, hers are Knicks gear, so, you know, we might have some catch-up on the Knicks one tomorrow morning.
All right, well, Monday night will be an interesting night in the Vargas household.
That's right.
Oh, and you know, it's been interesting times over at the State House too. I know that, you know, the governor came up with her budget, and the House has come up with its budget. Were you able to get anything in for the Haverhill folks?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just spent 3 days really working all across overtime, really. I mean, we're at the State House until about 7:30 on Monday, until 9:30 on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday till I think about 6 or so. We passed a $62 billion budget for the Commonwealth, and it's probably been one of the most challenging budgets to put together. And the reason for that is that there's a lot of uncertainty at the federal level. We don't know what's real in terms of the cuts that are being projected and talked about. There's a lot of discussion around, how Republicans in Washington are going to find the trillions that they're trying to cut from the budget. And there really are only a couple places where you can look for dollar amounts that high, and it's really, Medicaid, Social Security, or the Defense Department. We're still a little anxious in terms of what that's going to mean for Massachusetts. We get $16 billion in Medicaid funding, and if that gets cut, that's going to blow a hole through our budget. And so we're kind of flying the plane here and having to adjust as needed as, Washington and the new administration, have us sort of by the limbs here. But that's not going to stop us from developing a plan and trying to make sure that we mitigate the impacts of that on Massachusetts residents. So one of the things I'm really thrilled about in the budget, given the political environment, I mean, there was a 151-6 vote in favor of the budget, and so Democrats and Republicans overwhelmingly supported the budget. And in the bill, we're actually increasing Chapter 70 funds for Haverhill to the tune of $94 million. And so last year, we were at about $88 million. And so it's about a $6 million increase for Haverhill Public Schools in Chapter 70 funding. Now, there's always more that's needed, right? But a $6 million increase in this environment for our schools, I think, is certainly notable. And we're also bringing in about $12.5 million to the city of Haverhill in unrestricted government aid, and so that's aid that municipalities really love because they're able to move it into areas that are most needed in the city. So instead of the state saying, you got to spend it on this, the city has the flexibility to decide where to go. So those are some of the highlights in terms of the big ticket items for the city. Then there are, earmarks that we file as well to support the co-working space in downtown Haverhill, to get some entrepreneurial programming for young people at, our alternative school here in Haverhill, and to support the Boys and Girls Club and their capital campaign. So there's, several initiatives that we were still able to get into the budget in a difficult fiscal year.
Anything, it's too early in the process, but anything that can be set aside for Whittier Vogue Tech and perhaps a new building over at Northern Essex?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So that's a big ticket item that's probably eventually going to require some special legislation. Most of the schools are built through the MSBA process, and the Mass School Building Authority has been great to work with on this, and I think we're going to have some special legislation to designate a new process by which you build a school in partnership with a higher ed institution like Northern Essex that hasn't really been done before in terms of the tech partnering on college land. So that's a big ticket item that we continue to prioritize and monitor. But it's not something that, $100,000 or $50,000 or $200,000 could make a difference in terms of getting it done. That's in the hundreds of millions of dollars, as you know.
All right, and I've been asking the school question as far as the merger with Lawrence General and Holy Family Hospitals. Anything going on with that? Have you had a chance to meet the new CEO over there?
Yeah, we have a meeting with her actually, I think next week. I believe the 7th or the 9th. But yeah, we have a meeting with the new CEO. Obviously turbulent times that have been made even more turbulent by the federal administration's potential cuts to healthcare funding. But as far as we know, Haverhill continues to be a priority. We've made that clear that we can't have this campus close here, and they hear it every time that we meet with them, and they've been great on it. And so we'll continue to monitor that and work closely with them.
Hey, we had a story the other day. You've added a new staff person.
That's right. Yeah, we're really excited to have Megan Crowley join us. She's a graduate of my alma mater, actually, Boston University. And she has her master's in social work from there, and she also worked for the city of Boston for some time. And so we're really just thrilled to have somebody who has that perspective and ability to take care of our constituents on the phone in a way that constituents feel that they're being served with dignity and respect. She's just been amazing and jumped into the role immediately, and so we're couldn't be more thrilled.
Yeah, BU. I was just thinking of people that have graduated from BU. Well, of course, there's you. You're at the top of the list. But Howard Stern, I think, he was a Boston University graduate, a radio guy. Paul Rubens. You know Paul Rubens at all?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if you know Pete Souza.
Pete Souza. Not ringing a bell.
He was a White House photographer from like Reagan on, and did a ton of administrations.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. Oh, I was thinking of Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman, but I can't laugh like him. I don't know if you could have.
I'm not going to try.
Do you have any speeches lined up for graduation coming up in the next month or so?
Yeah, so I'm going to do the senior chapel for Haverhill High, so I'm excited about that. That should be fun. The students invited me to come in and say a few words, so that'll be a fun one. And then this year, in terms of higher ed institutions, I don't think I have one lined up this year, and that's okay. We don't need to do one every year. I can spend a little more time with the kiddos.
That's right. You can do yard work, and that's important too.
Yes, it would be.
All right. Well, Andy, I want to thank you for joining me today. All right.
Thank you very much, Wen. It's always a pleasure to be here. All
right. Thank you so much, Andy Vargas, State Representative for Haverhill, our guest this morning here on the WAVE 97.9 WHAV.
Wake up with Win Damon weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on 97.9 FM WHAV.